Hello, everybody. It is time. Huh. Hi, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Glad you make it. Mic working, yes. All the things are green. Everything is good. I think we can begin. As always, I'm in the black void for now, but uh, let's right away, let's go straight to the working station. Boom. So, hi, welcome back. What are we doing today? We're going to continue looking into the API side of this application. I've already started looking into ways in which we can create the companion app, the mobile app. I have a few ideas. We'll see how it goes. Gabriel Sales, how you doing? Doing good. Hope your week is going great so far. Thank you so much for joining me. Last time we got the authentication endpoint for the API, and also we have a search endpoint for products. I am going to work in, I think there is two more endpoints that I want, which is a search by name, just in case there is no barcode in the product. So you have to actually type in the name for the product. And we're going to look into token abilities so that we can narrow down what the token can do at the time of creation so that it cannot be used for anything else. And in this case, oh, I forgot. There is also another endpoint which is used for updating a product because we want to have the ability to use a mobile app to update the product details. So yeah, we're going to narrow those token abilities to only those um, actions. And once we're done with that, I think we probably can start looking into creating another project, which will be a companion to this project, so that we can start toying or start using native PHP in creating that mobile app to search products. I think that'll be on Friday if everything goes well. Don't turn off. Anywho, let's read into the documentation, see what we are going to get into today, at least for the token abilities. I think I already have it open here. Oh, I'm gotta be this side. There we go. Did I open another tab? Yes, I did. So, token abilities. Quite simple, quite straightforward. At the time of creation, we can pass an array as a second argument to the create token function. And that array contains a bunch of keys, which will be the abilities that that token can do. So Sanctum allows you to assign abilities to tokens. Abilities serve a similar purpose as OAuth scopes. You may pass an array of string abilities as the second argument to the create token method, like this. I don't think the formatting of those keys is really important. All you have to know is those are the things that you have to check later. when handling an incoming request authenticated by Sanctum, you may determine if the token was given an ability using the token can and token can't, like this. So all you have to do is, with token can, this will return true if this ability is part of the token, because you passed it right there. Or in the other case, this token can't will return true if the ability is not part of the array. And by far, I think that's the only thing I'm going to use in terms of token abilities. All I need to do is, when I'm handling the endpoint, before even validating the data that comes in the request, I'm just going to say, hey, can you do this? You also have a middleware. I'm not going to use it, but you have it. Also includes two middlewares, actually, that may be used to verify that an incoming request is authenticated with a token that has been granted a given ability. So you may define the following middleware aliases in your application's bootstrap add.php. We have the check abilities and check for any ability. And then you can check all of this not at the controller level or the handling level, but at the route level. So when you add those two aliases, you can go to your route and you can add another middleware, which is abilities, check status, placeholders, and these are just the abilities that you assign the token when you create it. As you can see here, ability. So in the terms that the abilities middleware will check if those two are in place. Those two. Oh, hello, Alexander. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. And for the raid, hello, Raiders. How are you doing? I hope your stream went well. And I'm just getting started here. I see Filament version 4 and I join. Of course, dude, it is such an upgrade from version 3. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm not using the full, not using it to its full capacity. I don't have like a really big table to really take advantage of the speed boost. But yeah, it is crazy good. In fact, have you been following? I know you are, but I'm gonna ask anyway. The Laracon US updates. And what has been your favorite so far? PS4, Livewire 4, Blaze. Yeah, tell me which of the announcements has been your favorite so far, and maybe it's maybe it's one that I haven't even listened to. I mean, all of the talks have been great, but so far my favorite, and just to be a little biased, Livewire 4. By far my best, my top, my first pick. Forge updates, I haven't seen those. I haven't seen those yet. And I guess that's because yeah, I can understand that because I don't use Forge extensively, but I do use Livewire like all the time. So it makes sense that Forge for you will be. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna catch up with the Forge updates. Khaled updates going to be Khaled's updates. What do you mean Khaled's updates? Oh yeah, Filament version 4. Yeah, of course. And Blaze, I was flabbergasted by how the black magic that they are using to make Blade template rendering like crazy fast. I wasn't even aware that it was so slow to begin with. Yeah. I, yeah, it's absolutely huge for sure. One day I'll go to one. I want to go to a Laracon one day. Yeah, exactly.
The stream is now paused for
That's what
ads.
I was going for. All right, taking a quick break for the ads. And again, thank you so much to everyone who rated. My name is Arturo. I'm a PHP developer from Costa Rica, and I do live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. And I create small little projects to have fun and try new things live on stream. And yeah, we always pause for ads. So I'll do the intro again when the ads are over. Should have thought of that. All right, ads are over. Welcome back. So, as I was saying, thank you. Welcome everyone who rated. My name is Arturo. I'm a PHP developer from Costa Rica. I have like 20, up to 20 years of experience, and I stream little projects so that we can have fun and try new things live. So, thank you so much for being here, and everyone is back. And yeah, what I was going to say? Yeah, I saw Pest version 4 today, and it was great. Now I'm curious about what's to come to Forge. Being someone who doesn't use AWS yet, I either use Forge or provision a single VPS manually. Uh, Alex, if you have a link to the announcement, we could all use it. I'm not gonna watch it now, but might bookmark it for later. In fact, let me just make sure that you can share links. Oh, gotta do this. It's just they don't split it. They usually split the live recordings into chunks. I don't know if there is a specific section or a specific recording or video for Forge, but I'll look it up then. How long have you been I can talk. I swear. How long have you been using Laravel? I've been using Laravel for the last, I want to say 13 to 14 years. Something like that. More specifically, I started using Laravel in version 4.3. Little after it was released. And I never went back. And for everyone who joined and don't know what I'm doing, right now right now I'm in the middle of creating a small minimum viable product for a inventory tracking application. Very simple, very minimal, just so that we can try Film version 4. As of now, I have. Let me show you. Actually, we created a small admin panel. One sec. Let me just get through this. So we have just a small dashboard, sorry, a small admin panel. We can create products. We can create suppliers. We have a small model in order to add stock to a product if we want to. So a quick edit to a product. You can also edit products, and we have a combined edit page where you can edit the product details and also attach suppliers, attach many suppliers to a single product. So this is what we have so far. What I'm working on right now is creating an API backend so that we can then later create a companion project that is going to be a mobile app that we are going to use to scan barcodes with the camera, search products using the backend, and then update that product via a mobile app. And we're going to use, my plan is to use native PHP for that. Now, good, going to jump, and yeah, don't worry about it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Always nice to have you here, Alex, and thank you so much for the raid. In Isla, please tell me about your most difficult task in Laravel. Most difficult task. To be honest, the and this is a good problem to have, but the most difficulty I have is being able to keep track of all of the things that I can use, and that can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming when you have so many things at once. You can have a little bit of an analysis paralysis when starting a new project. So the most difficult thing for me is just keeping track of all the things that I can do and when and how I can use them. And again, that's a good thing to have because the Laravel framework has so many good things that allow you to be super fast and create amazing projects. The problem is that it is moving at such a fast pace, and so many things get added like every year that you may not know about certain things that may help you, so you end up taking different routes to create a task that could be simplified by something that Laravel already does. So my solution to that is I leave in the documentation. Most of the time you will, if you see me on stream, I have the documentation always open. So if I don't know about something or if I don't remember, I just go and search for it in the documentation, and there's usually that a function or a helper or a class that will help me achieve that. So yeah, to me it's just a memory thing. Wayne Manta, hey, how's good? What's good? Everything is good. What is not good? I would ask. Would I recommend native PHP for production? That's a great question. Yes. You also have to keep in mind that it is it is a very early stages. it has a lot to offer right now for a project in a version 1 stage, like just out of beta. So many things that you can add, that you can use to create a mobile app. So yeah, even more, I would recommend it because as very shortly you are going to have like a dedicated what's it called, like a hub for your deployments. It's called Bifrost. So you can have an entirely dedicated hub where you can commission new builds for your application and handle automatic updates to your apps. um, it is not released yet, but it's going to be soon. So that can help people who deploy production applications or mobile applications to have control over them, complete control over them. So yes, I would totally recommend native PHP for production applications. So yeah, start doing shit. Start creating things. Don't wait. If you have an idea for an app and you only know PHP, now is the time. You go ahead and prototype your ideas and start creating things and be one of the first to start using PHP to create native applications. There's no better time than now. Like, oh God, what's his name? Like a wise man once said, just start doing things. Now I need to find the name. Hold on. So bad with names. Mm, Aaron Francis. God damn it. Yeah, watch this. Watch this video. You Can Just Do Things by Aaron Francis. I highly recommend you watch this if you are in the fence of should I take my idea to production? Should I do this? Should I create something? Yes, just the answer is yes to all. Yeah, of course, no problem. But yeah, watch this. Watch it, watch it, watch it. You Can Just Do Things by Aaron Francis. That's a good size, right? So right here is where we create a token in the auth login route. This is what the future mobile application is going to use to pass in credentials and get a token back as a plain text response, and then store that in the mobile's app secure storage, and then use it for every subsequent request. We also have the search method here to search by barcode. And that's all we have so far. Now, if you want to see all of this in action, I think we have, yeah, we have this HTTP file here. So we make a post. This is like Postman, but for PHP Storm, like a in-house HTTP client. So we can make a post to this route. We pass the credentials and a device name, which can be any value, which we probably use a real device name from native PHP. I'm sure there is a way to get it. All I'm doing here is just storing that token in the client so that I can then use it in the next call. And then we can make a post to the search, pass that token in the authorization header, pass in the barcode that we are going to search, and then we get a response. This would be the response from the authentication. It's just a token in plain text. And then when you do the search, you pass a barcode and you get this in return, which is provided by a JSON resource in the product. We just have all of the product information. And in the suppliers, which is a many-to-many relationship, we get an array. So a product can have many suppliers. So we get an array of suppliers where we can access the supplier information. And from the pivot table, that relationship table, we can also extract the supplier SKU for that product. So that's what we have so far. Next, we're going to create another very similar endpoint like this. I wonder if I should use the same endpoint and just decide if I use the barcode or the name from the payload, or just use API product by name. Just create a whole new route for it. It's going to be pretty much like this one, just doing a different query. Simplest thing to do is just create another route. Right now, I'm just adding everything into the API.php file, which is the routes file. By the end of today, probably I'm going to refactor all of this into a controller. For now, I'm just worried about the thing working, and then we can make it pretty. Not yet. Product by name. We validate the product name, which I think it is name. That is going to be required. And then we can find a product and we can do a fuzzy find using a like operator. So that is a little bit more flexible. Now, should I lowercase this? I don't remember if SQLite or all databases will use a case insensitive. Is the database case sensitive when using a like? I don't remember that. Let me go and find out. Okay, so SQLite is case insensitive for a like operator. Although it is case sensitive for Unicode characters. Okay. Yeah, this is not the same as this. All right. I feel like I can, or I should. Though that breaks my ability to escape this. Can you include that, please? At least that way we can assure that there is no case sensitivity in the search, which is a good thing. And then we can just go ahead and say same thing as before, if no product by the way, that is not products, it's product. We're going to do, well, no, it's going to be a list actually. My idea is that when this returns, this goes into a Livewire select field that is going to be hooked into the endpoint. So it's like a live search. As you type, you get results. I think you can do that in a Livewire without a yeah, totally can do it. Same as before, product not found. Although a 404 in this case, I don't know. I would rather just return an empty array. Right? If my idea is to show like a drop down with options, like a searchable field of some sort, then if you type something that is not there, you just get no results. What's up with you? Oh yeah, I need another return down here. Yeah, that's good. In fact, let's do this. We'll see how it looks. We'll try it in the HTTP client with a good name that returns something, and with a name that doesn't, and see how everything looks. Okay, let's protect this route as well with Sanctum. All right, let's remove this response here, and let's try using instead is that how I call it? By name? Yeah. I could even, I don't know if this is going to be too complicated or too prone to error, but I could also just name the route products search in plural. Nah, that's too easy to fail. Product by name is fine. And then let's pass a name. What products do we have right now?
The stream is now paused for ads.
We're going to take a quick break for the ads. Looks like we're 9 away from this week's goal, followers goal, over on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, give me a follow if you want. Highly appreciate it. All right. Ads are over. Welcome back. All right. So we have two products, one with test and one with awesome. Let's try looking for test. And in fact, let's do it like this so we can try that case insensitive stuff. All right. If we do run all the requests in file, actually, let me remove this as well. There you go. All right. Let's examine the results. So we got a token. And then with that token, we made a request to this route and we got a product, test product. Awesome. And the data is actually an array of items with only one at the moment. All right, let's try that again, but actually I shouldn't have to remove the authentication. I'll remember it next time. Let's try not a product. Well, not found. See what we get. Awesome. We just get an empty data array. Let's try it again with the word awesome. Now we just need to run this one. We already have an authenticated token. And we get the product back. Cool, cool, cool. All right, searching by name, check. Let's try with the update endpoint. Once you have the product details, you can send those back and update the product detail information. I am not sure if I want to allow for I mean, if I want to keep things simple, I should just allow for updates to the product itself and not, yeah, you cannot change, you should not be able to change the supplier's SKU unless you typed it wrong. And in that case, that's more of an admin thing than a mobile application thing. So the mobile application I want to keep really, really simple. So yeah, so only product information, name, stock. What is it that we have? So only name, SKU, description, price, stock, only this information right here. That's what you can update. Anything else, you'll have to log into the actual admin panel. All right, let's do a validation. Yeah, barcode as well. That's a good point. Barcode, name, price, stock quantity, and also description. All right. We need the product ID as well. Can't do, wait, no, the product ID is going to come in the route, of course. In fact, we don't need an update. We just need instead of a post, we're going to do a put request. Which is the convention when we're doing updates. So we do a put request for an update. We pass the URL is going to be API products and then the product ID, which we already have available in the application because we did a search first. And we're going to use implicit model binding here to pass in the product in. All right, then we do the validation, barcode, name, description, price, stock quantity. And we do an update with do we want all or just validated? Validated. Yeah, validated. Maybe not. Am I wrong to remember that there was a validated method in the request? No, there it is. Validated. Request validated. Alternatively, you may call the save method on a form request or form in or validator instance. This method returns an instance of validated input. This object exposes only except null. Doesn't look too like it in either. Let's try this. Laravel. Generate helper code. Maybe that'll work. No. Is it because I'm not working with a form request? Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Form request validation. Yeah. Maybe I should do a. Let's create a form request for this. I think that's the right call. And that is stored in HTTP requests. And now we can just use that, right? Yeah. Instead of just using a request, I can use an update product request. I hate that you use the full path. Can you import the class? Please. And now the validated works. Now I'm going to take this validation, remove it from here, and just put it in the rules array of the validate of the request. We could even use the token ability right in the request. For now, I'm just going to use true. But then we can use something like return auth user token can update, or let's do product update, something like that. Got that Laravel Panzer editor set up? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I was on the fence for a while, but dude, it created a little bit of friction in the first week or so. Laravel idea. Yes, and now it's free. Even if I was on the fence. Okay, so this is what happened. I got convinced. I mean, I was using Laravel VS. I was using VS Code for a while, but it got so, I don't know. It got painful at some point. I don't know exactly when or what happened, but I started to not like my experience in VS Code at some point. Probably my own fault. But yeah, I jumped the fence and I paid for PHP Storm license. But even if I was on the fence, knowing that Laravel idea was free in this past week, that would have put me over the fence either way. So I would have ended up using it no matter what. So yeah, Laravel idea with PHP Storm, heaven. You haven't? Ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna talk you out of it or talk you into it with no add-ons, basically. Okay, that's totally valid if that is your ideal situation. If you feel comfortable using VS Code, I was for like the longest time. Yeah, okay, perfect. You don't need anything else then. I will say I have thoroughly enjoyed using PHP Storm with the Laravel IDEA plugin as a 10, 15 years, 15-year VS Code user. I I have enjoyed it and I would recommend it to anyone if they ask me. But I was you a few weeks back. I did not want to switch. I did not need to switch. But in my case, I got to a point where I do needed to switch VS Code. So, oh, Vim, old school user. I used Vim for a while, but now I just Vim motions everywhere. If you can notice my relative lines, line numbers, I'm just used to that now. So any editor that I used now has to have Vim motions. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, if you don't have a need and if you don't want to spend on a license, you don't have to. You can use Vim, you can use VS Code, you can use Notepad if you want. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with, that's the perfect editor. But Vim motions, ooh, that's kind of a must. Yeah, that's totally fair. Completely fair. You don't have to use it. There is no pressure. Again, use whatever you feel comfortable, and that's perfect. All right, so we have rules, we have authorize. We're going to use the token can to authorize the request later. And now we can go back here. And now we can do the update. We don't have to do any validate. That's taken care of in the update product request. And now we just have to do update on the product with the validated input. Do I need to return something? Should I return something? I don't think I should or need to, unless I need to be really verbose on the client side saying returning a success message or something. Let's actually do that. I don't care. Or we can just return the product. Yeah, let's just return the product with the updated, like a refreshed version of the product back to the client. And that should be enough. Any errors would happen either in the request class, or if we didn't have any product matching that ID, that will happen at the implicit model binding level. So either way, we're good. All right. In fact, let's try it. All right. I should not have to re-authenticate. I still have a token available. So let's use that token to make a put request to product one, change the name. Oh, wait. I have to pass everything because everything is required. So name, let me go back real quick to the request. Barcode, does the product have a barcode? Yeah. Barcode name, description, price. Let's leave all of that as it is. Did I use cents for the price? I don't remember. I think I did. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Barcode name, description, stock price. I think that's all I needed, right? Barcode name, description, price, stock quantity. Yes. All right, let's run that, see what happens. Wait, no, yeah, product one. All right, we got the updated product back. And if I go here and refresh, there it is. Cool bananas, cool beans. Let's see. Let me close this. Going back here. All right, we have all the endpoints I feel like, all the inputs that I think I need. Time to protect the routes with abilities. And then refactor into a controller because this is starting to look pretty ugly. Let me remove the things that I'm not using. All right, so at the time of token creation, we're going to have a specific set of abilities. Start with product, search. That ability is going to be used in the by name search or barcode search. And we're going to have also a product update ability. I feel like if we are going to do this, I should have another request here, another request class, so I can do an authorize. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay. And then ooh. Wait, use the wrong one.
The stream is now paused for ads.
All right. Little break. Ads are over. Welcome back. All right, so we have a couple of requests to replace in the search by name in by barcode. We have the appropriate class